It's beginning to look a lot like sickness. Every time I open my mouth, I'm sick. I get sick a lot in the winter. And sometimes you need things to distract you from being sick. So what do? You snuggle up in your favorite hoodie. You lay on the couch with a little blankie over you, and you watch the Raiders. Now look, am I sad that we lost to the Dolphins? No. Was it an entertaining game? Yeah, it actually was. And there was some positives to take away from yet another step closer to the first overall pick. The Raiders lose to the Dolphins. Gardner Minshew, it's funny. Gardner Minshew looked okay. In fact, I would say he looked decent. He looked decent for 3.5 quarters. We'll say 3 3/4 quarters. Say that 5 times fast. And I was starting to think, was it Luke Getsy? Was Luke Getsy the one holding Gardner Minshew back? Is it a coincidence that Gardner Minshew had for 3 3/4 his best career game as a Raider? Maybe. And then he threw an interception directly to Jalen Ramsey. Now, was the game over? Yes, the game was over, but it was just a reminder. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes Gardner, right? That he stinks. But for 3 3/4, this offense did not look completely inept. Didn't love the 2-point conversion draw play that they ran, but that was not indicative of how the play calling went for the majority of the game. I thought Scott Turner and Norv Turner, the little dynamic duo, boy, did the broadcast team just lap up like a cat looking at its milk, the fact that they had the father-son duo up in the booth like it was some storybook thing. I'm being a little cynical. I apologize. I'm not feeling well. For the most part, that Scott Turner showed something today. He showed that. Here's what he showed. He didn't show that he's a great offensive coordinator. He showed maybe that he could be a decent one. But what he really showed was how bad the guy was before him. Because when you take a guy like Scott Turner, who has been fired before, right? And you put him in a position that Luke Getsy just had, and the offense looks okay. There wasn't any play calls where I was like, what are we doing? In fact, there was a couple decent play calls. Brock Bowers out of the backfield. Pretty decent. It made you realize just how bad Luke Getsy was. Now, was it a blessing in disguise because we might be, 4-6, 4-7, 5-6, 5-7 with Scott Turner calling the plays from the beginning instead of Luke Getsy? I don't know. Is it better that we're going to have one of the top 3, 4, 5 picks in the NFL draft? Yes, probably. Although I'm not rooting for them to lose. Like I said a million times, I'm anti-tank. Ask the Chicago Bears how their first overall pick is looking. Ask, Trevor Lawrence's department. Ask the Carolina Panthers. You got to be able to make the right pick. It's not about just losing games. I know losing games helps. But here's something I want to talk about. Well, there's 2 things. First of all, real quick, Brock Bowers. Again, I just want to take a second to criticize and make fun of and ridicule all the people that said it was a bad pick, including most of the Raider YouTube community. The second the pick was made, everyone said, "Oh, I don't know. We already have Michael Mayer." Morons, idiots, doofuses, dummies, stupid people. I was screaming from the rooftops when we drafted him. And now he's not even close. Shout out to my buddy Dale, Dolphins fan, texted me middle of the game. Brock Bowers is, and I quote, not even close the best tight end in football. I don't know if I go that far, but he's definitely the best tight end in football. And we have him for the foreseeable future. All we need to do is get this quarterback. And we'll be rocking and rolling. We got the focal point of the offense. Here's what I do want to say, though. When they fire this whole coaching staff, I'm not gonna shed any tears over Patrick Graham leaving, because for most of his tenure here, he was not a good defensive coordinator. Last year, we flipped the script and we were very good, if not great. And for spurts this season, we've been very good, if not great. The problem is, and I understand, I get it. No Christian Wilkins, no Malcolm Koonce. I got it. Marcus Epps, I got it. The problem is, when you cannot get them in the right alignments before the play is snapped, it don't matter who's starting. And multiple times, the broadcast team for this game questioned not only the personnel that were in the game, but the formations and the play calls by the defensive coordinator before the ball was snapped. And if you are struggling with a bunch of injuries like we are, you got to be on your toes as a coordinator, as a coach, to make sure these backups are in the best position possible to succeed. And if you are making bad play calls and running out the wrong alignments and formations in critical goal-to-go situations, you have no chance, and you are showing that you do not know how to coordinate one side of the football at times. So Patrick Graham, you did a lot for us, and I appreciate it. But when they fired the staff, if they keep AP and they say, go get some new guys, again, I'm not crying over spilled milk. Patrick Graham can go, and I wouldn't care less. I couldn't care less, to be honest with you. But again, Scott Turner showed some life. This offense was okay. And again, Brock Bowers is the real deal. This offensive line is taking strides. And to focus on just a little bit of positivity in our lives, I do think I stand by my statement that this team is a quarterback away from becoming the Houston Texans. And I just made a video about Shedeur Sanders that's on YouTube. And I just made a companion video breaking down Shedeur Sanders' film on Patreon. I've already broke down Drew Aller and Cam Ward on Patreon. Patreon.com/ALLaBorde Raiders. If you sign up for that tier, you get all those Patreon exclusive videos that will never be on YouTube because of copyright infringement. You also get your name at the end of the credits. Videos like this early. A tier above that, you get ad-free content and a monthly YouTube advisory program video series. Next video in that series is coming up very soon. But I need some comments in the description. Nope. I need some comments in the comment section. Brain fog, sickness from the people watching. I need a couple answers. I need a couple thoughts. Number one, thoughts on Scott Turner. What are your thoughts? I would like to know them. Number two, why are we still starting Gardner Minshew? Is it a tank job? Are they just saying we're going to start Gardner Minshew because we're going to lose a bunch of games? Or do they really believe he's better than Desmond Ridder? Because that would be embarrassing for Desmond Ridder. And number three, the biggest elephant in the room. Is there any way Antonio Pierce is getting rehired? I think it might be too little too late, even if the offense looks better, which it did today. It looked okay. You know, this is a 10 a.m. body clock. I don't put much stock into the body clock, but people do, like it's the plague or something. So, okay. 10 a.m. body clock, on the road, tough environment, tough team, decent team, right? They're technically a better run organization than we are. And we fought there to the end. Couldn't get a stop on defense. Shout out to Patrick Graham. Is it too little too late, even if we do look competitive? Because this wasn't a terrible game to watch. Although at times it did feel like that. We fought, and we stayed in it. Felt a little Raven-y. If we got the ball back, who knows? But I want to know if you think Antonio Pierce has any chance in hell of staying. Tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern now, I will be on Bleacher Report breaking down this game in its entirety. These are just my quick thoughts and reactions. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. It would really help me a lot. Join the Discord. Link is in the description below. It is a big group chat where we're all talking constantly about the Raiders. It's completely free. It is Discord.com/ALLaBorde Raiders. Join the Patreon, like I said, and please be sure to subscribe. That is free. I'll throw no charge to you. I love you guys. And I'll see you next time.